Hey everybody, welcome. It's Saturday for me. What day is it today? The 3rd of April. I hope your April got off to a nice start. I wanted to come on and just make a quick vlog. I always say that. This one's really going to be quick though. Just talk a little bit about waiting, because I've met a few JET applicants. I went to UCSD. I'm wearing my sweatshirt today. Dun dun. The other day they had a matsuri, like a festival along Library Walk at the college campus, and they just had a bunch of the Japanese clubs and Asian American students on campus. We're fixing yakisoba, takoyaki, doing taiko, and just all kinds of fun stuff. And I saw a few people. I actually saw one guy that I had interviewed in LA in February, and he was like, when am I going to find out? When am I going to find out? And I know that it's tough to wait, but most of you will find out this month. April is the month. I think I found out before the middle of the month. I want to say it was about the second week in April. So maybe next week, maybe the week after for most of you. I'm not sure about the UK and Canada and other places, Australia, etc. If you're in one of those countries and you've gotten a response already, leave a comment please and let us know. But yeah, waiting is the toughest part, I think, of applying for JET. It's a long process. People, I don't really think, fully grasp. You really, if you're going to do well at your application, you have to start, in say September, or even perhaps earlier, but at least October, I would think, to try and get it all together in November, because it's usually due at the end of November, would be a struggle. So a lot of you have been working on this, since September or October of last year. Then you got to turn it in November, and then you got to wait. You got to wait a couple months, and then you find out if you've gotten an interview. And if you get the interview, you got to wait about another month and then go do the interview. And then if you pass the interview and you get in, you find out in April. And then it's more waiting until usually there's some kind of orientation in June, where you kind of find out more about the job, etc. Maybe if you haven't, if you're one of those JETs who hasn't been watching my videos and doesn't know as much about JET as you all do, because you're well informed if you've watched my channel. And then, of course, you fly away in probably Group A or Group B in late July or early August. So it can be almost a year process from when you start really thinking about the application and getting your letters of rec and everything before you actually fly off to Japan. So hang in there. I know it's tough, but I tell you, when I got that letter in the mail that said I was going, I did quite the happy dance in my kitchen. Nobody was home that day. I got it. I was living with my sister and my niece at the time, and at UCSD, finishing my degree in 2004. And so I sort of celebrated on my own until they got home later that night. And unfortunately for those of you who don't get in, I don't think you get anything in April. It might even be May before you get kind of a form, thank you, you were a strong candidate, but there were a lot of other people and we chose someone else, kind of a letter that just says you didn't get in. And then, of course, some of you will get the alternate list, which, the title of this video is The Worst Part About JET is Waiting, and it's more waiting, to see if people pull out. And people will pull out. Don't give up hope if you're on the alternate list. I've known plenty of JETs who were alternates and got to come. People will get, it's weird. It's like a lot of you just want to go to Japan. You want to be in a specific place or whatever. You put somewhere on your application, but you know it's not guaranteed, and you're willing to go wherever they send you just to be part of JET. And that's a good attitude to have. But some people will get that letter in the mail and say, in April you just find out that you got in. You don't actually find out where you're going until usually May. That's when I got the letter from my Board of Education, and I knew I was going to this weird place called Shimane, as a lot of people call it, Shimane, of course. And I found out I was going to Taisha. And then, back in 2004, the amount that you could Google about Taisha was very small. But luckily, at least there was a huge, very famous shrine in my town, so there was information in English on the web. Some of you will get placed in places where still there's very little information in English. Anyway, so people will find out where they're going and then decline. You know, and I don't quite understand that, but people have their reasons. Or in the waiting, they maybe thought, you know, I'd really rather go to grad school, or they got a really great job, or they fell in love and don't want to leave their new honey bunny behind and fly off to Japan. There's all kinds of reasons that people say no. So, you know, don't give up hope if you get put on the alternate list. You know, and people do obviously come over and freak out in the first month they're here and leave, and then you get called in like, you know, August or even September and like, hey, do you still want to come? Do you want to fly to Japan? So, you know, we can talk about that more when those letters get sent. But I just wanted to say, you know, I know that the waiting is tough, but it's all going to start to happen soon. And then after you find out, say in May, where you're going, and you know, that kind of 2 months that you have to rush around and prepare and seal up your life here and think about all the things you need to take with you to Japan, and it gets hectic real quick. So to reward you for watching this video for 6 minutes and just to show you one of the reasons why you might want to go, because certainly for me it was the reason that I stayed 5 years. I'm going to put a link in the sidebar to a special little photo album. Click on the link, have a look. You know, I can't say enough how much I enjoyed my time as a Jet. And the link's probably only going to be up there for a couple days. So it'll be you early watchers that get to see it. If you're watching this video months or years from now, the link's probably gone. But thanks again for watching. I'm going to try now. I'm working so hard at the job that I came back to. I hate people that give excuses, but it's sapping my energy during the week. I'm going to try to get some editing done at the weekend here and get some of my other Japan videos up. And we'll start talking again about jet-related issues as well in vlogs in my wonderful Noah's Ark teddy bear sanctorium here. Okay, so thanks for watching, and more soon. Peace.